have anybody to help me.
So it took 5 years to do everything. Did you do continuous prosecution? Were you able to secure your back pay from the initial date? Okay, so you kept the claim open the whole entire time. So how did you figure out to do that? Or you just was, every time you got denied, you just reapplied?
I filed once and I went a couple of years, and then I finally was like, you know what? I have to get compensated for these issues, right? These things happened while I was on active duty. So let me go and refile. And so when I opened that claim, I kind of got intimidated because it's a lot. But before it ended, I think it took me it's a year. And so before that year ended, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this. And so that's when I just sat down, focused, and I knocked it all out. Now I did have a lot of appointments I had to go to, but after everything, and I was able to articulate exactly what it is I felt and what I needed, then it was good to go.
Great. So because what we do with Veterans for Veterans, we have a full white glove service, right? Where we're able to navigate through the VA claim process. So we'll actually help assist you with the claim. We have a team of medical professionals that are able to write what they call nexus letters and different things. And we also help you when you're going into those appointments. So obviously you'll go and do your CMP exam once you file your claim. However, you want to make sure you have the adequate documentation on everything that you're applying for, right? So if you are a veteran already, you're going to, of course, have your service records. Have your service records. You put it in that intent to file. You want to make sure you get your service records, and you want to submit that with your claim, but you also want to make sure you're actively going to medical appointments prior to submitting your claim. So what we're able to do, encourage you to go to those appointments, and we actually talk you through talking points prior to going to each of those different medical appointments so that you go in there, stay focused, and actually have the physicians write down the main points and the key words that's going to be essential when they're reviewing your claim, right? Because there's a whole lot of stuff with the CFR codes and things that needs to navigate so you to get that service connected. Yes, it happened in service. Yes, it's documented on your file. However, if it doesn't connect to a CFR code, then you're not going to get compensated for it, or you're not going to get a high enough rating, right? So that's what we know. We know those different codes. We know how to connect all those dots, and really just make sure that you're going to be adequately prepared and take that off of your hands. So you're active duty right now, so it's things that you could be working on right now, right? In terms of your process, make sure you go to medical, make sure you get everything documented now, and it's going to save you a whole lot of trouble when you actually apply for those benefits.
And I think it's great that you mention it, right? Because so many times I'm still on active duty, right? It's kind of frowned upon to go to medical, right? And it goes against almost taking care of yourself. So me being able to, talk to you and see that this resource does exist is very helpful, because it puts me in a mindset of taking care of myself. Because when I go to work, that's a different type of energy. That's a different type of circle. You don't go. You're tough. You're a soldier. You man up, But I think the resource that you all have is just amazing. And I say that because I don't know if you remember yesterday, I came in kind of interrogating you like, well, what about this? Well, what about that? But that's because we are at previously Fort Bragg, but Fort Liberty, where you have so many people around saying, oh, I can help you for benefits. I'll charge you this. I'll charge you that. So I've heard these individuals say those type of things so many times and take advantage of people, but to actually have a vetted resource that you all have is such an asset. And that's why I was, going in tough on you yesterday. But yeah, that's like added value. So I think anybody that's in the service really needs to tap in and connect with you all to leverage all the resources that you all do have, because again, you have other people out there, imposters, attempting to do the same thing, but not necessarily really getting after it like you all are doing.
No, you're absolutely right about that. They call them claim sharks, right, in our line of work. So you want to look out for that. You always want to make sure you vet anybody that you're working with through the Better Business Bureau. Look at their reviews that they have. Do they have online reviews? What are people saying? Different things like that. Look on Google. Look on all your different sources, because you don't want to get taken advantage of. and you want to make sure that you're going to be adequately serviced, right? Because I've heard some horror stories, even being here at InvestFest, about veterans who work with some of those companies and they just ran off with their money and people getting their identity stolen, and it's just so much. So, great information, great conversation here. So what we want to leave them with today is just like one kind of thought, and I guess in the process of for veterans and active duty members, if you could kind of tell them like one thing in regards to making sure they have self-care in regards to their benefits and also thriving for financial freedom, right? What are some different things, closing remarks you might want to leave them with in regards to maximizing their personal and professional health and building wealth?
So I would recommend anybody who's in the process of transitioning to just leverage your resources, seek out the professionals, because it is a lot. It is a lot, but what you don't want to do is just ignore it, right? Because you have worked hard for these benefits. So you want to reach out to Veterans for Your Veterans and leverage that resource to get what you need. It's full encompassing. They cover financial, they cover educational, they cover real estate, they cover all the sectors, and it's a great benefit.
So, my favorite line, health is wealth, right? So we can't do one without the other. I do think if you're currently still serving like myself, especially if you're getting towards that end of that 5 year, you got 5 years left, it's time for you to kind of start tapping in with Veterans for Veterans, just like myself, to kind of start creating that backwards plan on how I can leverage all of my benefits and identify what benefits that will no longer be benefits to you after you come out of that service uniform, right? And you don't want to retire. It's like, oh, I coulda, woulda, shoulda. So I think you should go ahead and tap in now and see what resources you can leverage. But at the end of the day, make sure you're investing your BAH money and taking care of yourself, and most definitely going to your appointments.
I want to thank these ladies for their time they graciously gave me today. I told them I was going to ask them a couple of questions, and we end up filming a whole little podcast right here. So definitely really appreciate it. We're going to definitely stay connected. They work for EXP with phenomenal real estate brokers, and definitely tap in with them regarding that. And their information is actually going to be down here below. And yeah, continue to educate yourself, continue to serve others, and definitely continue to grow, right? It's all about growth and development. Life is a marathon. Prepare to compete. We out. Peace.